Most engines don't just stop working one day. They slow down. They stumble. They send you signals for months before anything serious happens. And here's the part nobody tells you. Most of those signals point to fixes that cost under $50 and take less than an hour in your own driveway. In this video, I'm breaking down 7 steps that will bring your engine back to life. Each one builds on the last. Each one is something you can do yourself today without any special training. And step number 1, save this video for that part alone, is the most overlooked engine fix I've ever come across. It costs almost nothing and works better than most people expect. Let's get into it. Step 7. Diagnose the problem. First, don't guess. Know exactly what your engine needs before you touch anything. Here's where most people go wrong. They notice a symptom, rough idle, sluggish acceleration, a warning light, and they either ignore it or hand the car straight to a mechanic. Both are mistakes. Before you do anything else, grab an OBD2 scanner. Plug it into the diagnostic port underneath your steering column. Turn on the ignition and run a complete system scan. A good scanner will read your car's VIN automatically and give you vehicle-specific fault codes with much better accuracy. If yours requires manual input, enter the VIN or select your car's make and model before scanning. Now here's the important part. Not all codes are straightforward. A P0301 code, for example, tells you there's a misfire in cylinder 1. But that misfire could be caused by a faulty spark plug, a bad ignition coil, a vacuum leak, or even a worn catalytic converter. Use the live data feature on your scanner to monitor real-time readings and narrow down the actual cause. Look at fuel trims, RPM behavior, and sensor readings while the engine is running. If you drive a high-mileage car, you might also run into ghost codes, fault codes that appear without any obvious cause, or the scanner might come back completely clean even though something clearly feels off. Don't stop here if that happens. Keep going through these steps. The answer is usually just a few minutes away. Once you know what you're working with, the next step tackles one of the most commonly ignored maintenance jobs on any car. Step 6. Clean the throttle body. A 20-minute job that most people skip until serious damage is already done. Nearly 64% of drivers regularly delay basic car maintenance. And the throttle body cleaning is one of the most skipped jobs out there, even though it should be done every 30,000 miles without fail. Here's what happens when you skip it. Carbon slowly builds up on the butterfly valve inside the throttle body. That valve controls how much air enters the engine. When it gets sticky and coated, airflow becomes inconsistent. The engine can't find the right air-fuel balance. You get rough idling, sluggish acceleration, and unexpected stalling, but so on, all from a part that needed a $9 can of cleaner. Here's exactly how to clean it. First, locate the throttle body. It sits between the air cleaner and the intake manifold. On some cars, you'll need to remove a plastic beauty cover to access it. Disconnect the negative battery terminal and switch off the engine. Next, use a Phillips or Torx screwdriver to remove the intake hose. There are wires and sensors nearby, so work carefully and don't yank anything loose. You can label both ends of the hose to make reassembly easier. Once the intake hose is off, you'll see the butterfly valve. Put on rubber gloves and eye protection before proceeding. Open the valve manually and look for black carbon soot inside. Spray a generous amount of throttle body cleaner onto the valve and inside the housing. If you have a drive-by-wire throttle body, you won't be able to open the valve manually. Have someone press the gas pedal to hold it open, or wedge something safe to keep it in position. Let the cleaner soak for about 10 seconds, then scrub with a toothbrush or clean cloth. Repeat until the cloth comes back clean and the valve looks silver again. Allow the throttle body to dry completely before reattaching anything. That one job just saved you $150 at a shop. While the intake hose is already off, there's something else right in front of you that needs checking. Step 5. Replace the air filter, a part that costs $10 and affects everything from fuel economy to engine power. The intake hose you just removed connects directly to the air cleaner box. And inside that box is your air filter. Since you're already here, check it now. Don't skip this step. Air filters should be replaced every 15,000 to 30,000 miles, or whatever your owner's manual specifies. A clogged filter restricts airflow just like a dirty throttle body does. Your engine can't breathe properly, so fuel efficiency drops, power weakens, and you might start hearing odd sounds from the engine bay. In turbocharged engines specifically, a dirty air filter causes a sharp, noticeable loss of power under hard acceleration. Replacing it is straightforward. Open the air cleaner box by releasing the latches, no tools needed on most cars. Pull out the old filter and hold it up to the light. If it's visibly gray, brown, or clogged with debris, it needs to go. Slide the new filter in, making sure it seats properly in the housing. Close the air cleaner box and secure the latches. Then reattach the intake hose to the throttle body and tighten it securely. A clean throttle body and a fresh air filter working together will give your engine airflow. It may not have had in tens of thousands of miles, but airflow is only part of the picture. There's a small sensor that measures every bit of that air, and it needs attention too. Step 4. Clean the mass airflow sensor, the sensor that controls your engine's fuel delivery, and it's probably never been cleaned. The MAF sensor sits between the air filter box and the throttle body. You would have passed it during the last 2 steps. Its job is to measure the exact volume of air flowing into the engine and report that data to the ECU. The ECU then calculates precisely how much fuel to inject based on that reading. When the MAF sensor is coated in dust, oil residue, or debris, those readings become inaccurate. The ECU gets bad information and compensates incorrectly. The result is rough idle, poor throttle response, reduced fuel economy, and hard starts. Many people assume the sensor is failing and replace it, when all it needed was a clean. Here's how to do it properly. Locate the MAF sensor and unplug the electrical connector. Use a screwdriver to remove the sensor from its housing. Now, using only dedicated MAF sensor cleaner, nothing else, spray 10 to 15 squirts directly onto the hot wire or sensor plate inside the shaft. That small silver wire or plate is the measuring element, and it is extremely delicate. Do not touch it with a cloth, a cotton swab, or compressed air. Any physical contact can permanently damage it. Place the sensor on a clean cloth and allow it to air dry completely. This usually takes around 15 minutes. Resist the urge to speed up the process in any way. Once fully dry, reinstall the sensor, reconnect the electrical connector, and you're done. Make it a habit to clean all 3, throttle body, air filter, and MAF sensor, at the same time roughly once a year. Your engine's entire air intake system will stay in peak condition year-round. With the air intake system sorted, the next step goes deeper, into the engine itself. Step 3. Change the engine oil, the one maintenance task that has more impact on engine life than almost anything else. Engine oil lubricates every moving part inside your engine, reduces heat, and carries contaminants away from critical surfaces. As your car ages, this job becomes more demanding. Older engines run hotter, consume more oil between changes, and accumulate contaminants faster than newer ones. For newer vehicles, manufacturers recommend oil changes every 7,500 to 15,000 miles. But for high-mileage engines, that interval needs to come down significantly, ideally to every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Old dirty oil circulating through tight engine tolerances causes gradual but real damage over time. Staying consistent with oil changes can extend your engine's life by up to 75%. Always use the oil type and viscosity specified in your owner's manual. Many people avoid synthetic oil because of the higher upfront cost, but it lasts longer, withstands higher temperatures, and provides better protection, especially in turbocharged engines. Using the wrong oil viscosity in a turbo engine doesn't just reduce performance. It causes direct, lasting damage to turbo bearings and seals that can turn into a very expensive repair. If you want to learn how to do your own oil changes correctly and avoid the common mistakes that actually damage engines, we have a full video on that. It will save you money every single service interval. Fresh oil protects the inside of your engine, but the fuel system needs attention too. And this next step is easier than it sounds. Step 2. Clean the fuel system, a $15 fix that cleans your entire fuel line while you drive. Over time, carbon deposits build up throughout the fuel system, inside the injectors, on the intake valves, and in the combustion chamber. This buildup causes engine knock, poor fuel economy, sluggish throttle response, hard starts, and rough idle. In severe cases, carbon deposits cause localized overheating that can crack components and cause permanent engine damage. The most practical and affordable solution is a quality fuel system cleaner. Not all additives work. Many are ineffective filler products. But certain cleaners are trusted by manufacturers and dealerships. Techron Concentrate Plus is one of the most widely recommended options and is rumored to be what GM uses across its own lineup. Seafoam, Gumout, and 505 CRF are also proven and reliable choices. Using it is simple. Wait until your fuel tank is nearly empty. Pour the recommended amount of cleaner directly into the tank, then fill up almost to full. Drive normally for 50 to 100 miles. This allows the cleaner to mix thoroughly and work its way through the entire fuel system. Avoid aggressive driving during this period so the cleaner has time to dissolve deposits properly. Within one full tank, you'll notice the difference. Smoother acceleration, more stable idle, and better fuel economy. All from a bottle that costs less than a fast food meal. You've taken care of the systems that keep your engine running. Now for the final step. And it might be the most important thing in this entire video. Step 1. Replace worn parts and seal every leak. The finishing touches that protect everything you've just fixed. All the cleaning and maintenance you've done so far will lose its impact quickly if worn components and slow leaks are left unaddressed. This final step is about making sure your engine stays in the condition you just worked hard to restore. Start by inspecting the parts that wear out fastest on aging engines. Spark plugs are at the top of the list. Worn plugs cause misfires, poor fuel economy, and sluggish acceleration. Replacing them yourself costs around $20 and can improve acceleration by up to 30%. A shop will charge you $100 to $500 for the same job. Check the timing belt next. If it's never been replaced and your car has significant mileage, this is not something to delay. A snapped timing belt can destroy an engine in seconds. Also inspect the ignition coils, intake hose, and ball joints for wear. Check all your fluids: coolant, brake fluid, transmission fluid, and power steering fluid, and top up or replace as needed. Finally, address any oil leaks. Small leaks are easy to dismiss, but they lead to gradually dropping oil levels and serious internal wear over time. AT205 Engine Seal is one of the most effective solutions available for aging engines. Pour it directly into the oil fill cap, start the engine, and drive normally. It works by conditioning and restoring the rubber seals throughout your engine, stopping leaks without any disassembly, without draining the oil, and without taking anything apart. It costs around $20 and does what a $1,500 professional reseal job claims to do. Follow all 7 of these steps and your engine will feel sharper, smoother, and more responsive than it has in years. Better acceleration. Improved fuel economy. Stable idle. These are not complicated procedures, they are simply the right habits, done at the right time. If you found this helpful, drop a comment below and tell us which step made the biggest difference for your car. We read every single one. And if you want to go even further, our next video covers 13 car maintenance tips that can add serious miles to your engine's life. It's on screen right now. Go watch it.